What is up, guys? James here from the Light of Raga YouTube channel, and in this video we're going to be doing a reading for all my Leo sun sign friends. If you're born between the dates of July 23rd and August 22nd, then you are a Leo sun sign, and this video is for you. Today we're going to be taking a look ahead at the month of July, and we're going to be using the Super 8-Bit Tarot. Now I'm doing something a little bit different today. I'm not shuffling on camera, and I wanted to try this out, and I wanted to see what you guys had to say about it. So I would appreciate if you put some feedback in the comment section. Do you prefer watching me shuffle, or do you like it better like this where we jump right into the reading? So I'd appreciate any feedback you had on that. Put those in the comment section. So now that we've got these all ready to go, we can jump right on into it. What we're going to do is look at these cards individually and then see what they have to say as a whole. And the first card we're going to look at is this one, and it represents the energies of last month. So the energies of June for my Leo sun sign friends, and we've got the Six of Cups. And I'm getting feelings of the past, most definitely. Six of Cups is sort of like a childlike feeling of the past, being kind of nostalgic about maybe childhood, but I'm not really getting childhood as much I am just the general past. I think maybe reflection, maybe feeling like emotional about the way things were is kind of the feeling that I'm getting. Really thinking about the way things were, and you know, this could be positive emotions, it could be negative emotions, I don't know. This is a general reading for a large group of people, so I can't say specifically what it means. Only you know exactly what it means for you. But yeah, just being nostalgic about the past, or at least thinking about the past, ruminating, dwelling on the past even, in an emotional way, is the feeling that I'm getting. Was kind of the theme of June. Just feeling nostalgic, I think, is a good way to put it. Okay? So let's move on over to this card. This represents the current present energies for my Leo friends, and we've got the Three of Wands. I think they're wands. Maybe they're staffs in this deck. I don't know. It's video game themed, so it could be anything. Okay, we've got the Three of Wands. And I think a lot of you are thinking about the future right now, right? Whereas June was the time to think about the past, now it's time to shift your sights to the future, to figure out how things are going to go, start a plan of action so that you know, you can make your future a brighter thing, or at least more in alignment with your goals. So yeah, I think a lot of future mindedness is happening right now. Thinking about the way things are going to go and just trying to plot out a kind of a plan of action. Yeah. Alright, let's move on over to this card, which represents the energies of next month, so the energies of July, and we've got the Eight of Wands. So it seems like those plans are going to come into fruition. Not fruition, I shouldn't say. I think there's going to be a lot of action put into those plans. Whatever you're planning now at the end of June, I think July is going to be a time for you to really take a lot of action. I think you're going to see things move rather quickly, maybe quicker than you expected, and things are just going to be happening. And, you know, things are going to be falling into place. Maybe things are not going to fall into place, and that's going to cause you to scramble a little bit. And it just seems very, not necessarily chaotic, but like hectic, fast moving, things happening quickly in July. And you know, this is, it is what you make of it. I'm not gonna say it's a positive thing or it's a negative thing. It is what you make of it. You know, if you allow it to get you stressed out, then it's a negative thing. But if you allow it to help you get closer to your goals, then it's a positive thing. So only you can really say whether it's positive or negative. It's all how you perceive it and how you make it out to be. So yeah, looking good. Very interesting so far. Let's head on over to this card. This card represents what to hold on to in the month of July. And we've got the Nine of Swords. Huh. This is an odd card to get in this position, that's for sure. Give me a second here. Gotta really go into this one. Alright, so the feeling I'm getting here is that, you know, this card is about kind of worry, stress, anxiety, sleepless nights, you know, not being able to sleep because of worry, stress, anxiety, that sort of thing. I think what you should hold on to is that you should be aware of these things happening to you and act accordingly. I mean, so often, where so many of us are kind of unconscious about our ego mind influencing us in a negative way. We just accept, we live with so much fear, worry, anxiety in our lives that we come to think that it's kind of just expected. And it's, you know, when it happens, we don't say, oh, this is a foreign thing. We say, oh, here it comes again, right? I think what this card is suggesting is that you need to be more aware of it happening so that you can realize this is not supposed to happen. These are fears that have been invented by my mind. They're not real, okay? Whatever you're fearful of, anxious about, worrying about, it's not real. You're saying, oh, the future is going to have such and such thing. Well, you don't know that. That's just your mind inventing things. So it's very important that you recognize when this fear is entering so that you don't lose sleep, so that you don't allow it to affect you or control you. I mean, we all have it. This is not a Leo thing, okay? And it's not just a Leo thing in July. This is a everyday thing for a lot of us. But the more you can get away from the ego mind and allowing its fear to enter into your life, the happier, the more successful, the better off you're going to be. All right, this card here represents your biggest hurdle or biggest obstacle you're likely to face in the month of July. We've got the 8 of coins. They're coins because this is video game themed. They're not pentacles, they're coins. Think Mario Brothers. So we got the 8 of coins here. And I think finding a way to stay to your routine, finding a way to stick to doing what you're doing is going to be kind of your challenge. Like I said, July seems to be a very hectic time, a lot of things happening, and as a result, you may be thrown off your routine. You may not be able to put as much energy into your work. This could be your career, this could be your job, this could be your creative outlets, whatever it is that you spend time, like whatever you do with most of your day. It's kind of what I think of this card a lot of the times. Like, you know, for some of us, it's, you know, painting all day. 8 hours a day we paint. And this could be a house or it could be a canvas, right? For some of us, it's, you know, doing computer work. For others of us, it's like making music, right? So it's not necessarily your work. When I see this card, I think of more of like what you do on a daily basis, day in and day out. And I think that's going to be affected in July, and I think you're not going to be able to maintain the routine that you've had recently in this respect. And I think you're going to be kind of knocked out of your routine. And, you know, this could be a good thing. Again, it's what you make of it, right, Leo friends? It could be a positive thing, could be a negative thing, and it's up to you. But that is going to be your challenge, is trying to stay productive amidst kind of some chaos. So staying productive seems to be your biggest challenge in July. Okay, let's move on over here. This card represents what to let go of in the month of July. And we've got the Hanged Man, a major arcana. And I think this card speaks for itself. Okay, even if you don't read tarot, I think what this card is saying is that July is not going to be a time for you to hang about. It's not going to be a time for you to wait. It's not going to be a time for you to sit on the sidelines. July, you're going to have to get in there and mix it up, right? You're going to have to go, you have to get in the game. And, you know, sitting on the sidelines, being unsure of things and just not being totally committed to what's happening, I think is going to be a problem. So let's move away from that if we can. Take inspired action. Do what you're led to do. Follow your intuition as much as you possibly can, even if it doesn't make sense. Rather than saying, "Oh, I'll just think about this. Let's think about this for a few days and then take action." This card is saying, follow that intuition, even if it's the wrong thing to be doing. At least you're doing something, and then you're going to learn from that. So don't sit on the sidelines. Don't lie in wait this month. Get in there and just take action, even if you feel it's the wrong action. You still need to take it. All right, this card here represents the energy of the people around you in the month of July. And this card is symbolic of all the people in your life, not individuals. Of course, individuals will be different, but this is about everybody. And we've got the Death card. No one's going to die, okay? Calm down. What this means to me is that I think there's going to be a lot of change. I think there's going to be a lot of drastic change in the people around you. You know, this goes along with that 8 of Wands, things being hectic, things being chaotic. I think that's going to reflect your relationships as well, with your friends, your family, your coworkers, even with strangers. I think there's going to be a lot of change happening that's going to be rather drastic. They're not like little subtle changes, like this person suddenly, I don't know what example it could possibly be, but okay, forget I was said anything. Okay, but drastic change in your relationships for the positive, okay, for the positive. And I think, you know, maybe the fact that you have a lot going on in July is going to change the way people react to you, especially on an energetic level, right? If you're energetic, you're very high vibration, very, you know, a lot of movement happening with you around July, and someone in your life is not used to that, or they're kind of feeling less energetic, they're gonna change the way they react to you. And I think that's what this is saying, is that the people in your life are gonna have to adjust to you. Because things are happening quickly, and as a result, it'll seem like they're changing when maybe it's more of you changing and them responding to it. So don't freak out if people are different around you. They're just you're just vibrating at different frequencies, and it'll all settle down eventually. Okay, don't worry about that. All right, this last card we're going to look at, Leo friends, represents the biggest lesson you're likely to learn in the month of July. And we've got Eight of Swords. You know, this is the third 8. Oh, no, second 8. Okay, never mind. I thought the 9 was an 8 for a second. All right, the feeling I'm getting from this is that the lesson you're likely to learn, Leo friends, is that any restrictions that you feel are self-imposed. These are restrictions that you've created with the ego, you know, the 9 of Swords, the fear, the worry, the anxiety that you experience are all created by your ego mind. The future hasn't existed yet. You have no idea what the future is going to bring, but your ego mind will invent all of these things to worry about, all of these things to fear. And you're allowing your vibration to lower as a result of something that doesn't even exist. And so I think the lesson for you this month is any limitations that you feel, any stress, any anxiety, any worry that you feel are created by you. And if you can create them, you can uncreate them. And I think that's going to be the lesson for you. Limitations and boundaries don't exist except in your own mind. It's profound, isn't it? I think so, at least. Okay. Now that we've seen these cards as a whole, we can look at them... No. Now that we've seen these cards individually, we can look at them as a whole. And definitely, I see like a quick movement happening from June to July. I see, you know, maybe you were looking back on your life, and all of a sudden you decided it's time to look forward. And then in July, it's going to be like, let's get this show on the road. Let's get this train out of the station. So July seems to be a pretty hectic month for a lot of you, in a good way, I think. Again, it's what you make of it, but I think it can be very positive. You're putting a lot of action, a lot of energy, a lot of intention towards your goals, your goals. And so there's going to be a lot of movement, a lot of things happening. Realize that any anxiety you feel is created by you, and you should be more aware of it. Be aware of these things that I speak of, these fears. Be aware that you're having them. Don't take them as just part of being a human, because it's not. It's part of your programming. You know, if you're going to watch the media, they're going to, 24 hours a day give you things to worry about, things to fear. And of course, your ego mind will take all that in and then just feed it right back to you. So just be conscious of your mind creating the fears and the anxieties and the worries. And that's the first step. Once you're conscious of it, then you can take steps to avoid it. I think your biggest obstacle is going to be staying on task amidst the chaos. Maybe this won't be as a productive month for you financially as a result. So maybe you won't get as much work done, but it seems like there's a lot happening. So, I mean, it's maybe not a bad thing. Okay. Don't sit on the sidelines. No time for hanged man energy. Okay. This month, I think this month is going to require you to be very active, very energetic. And so you should do that so that you can make the most of this wave of energy coming through for you. The people in your life are going to change a little bit. I think that a lot of them are going to adjust to you, and it'll seem like they're changing when it's you who has changed. Possibly, maybe they changed a little bit as well. But I think there's going to be change in your relationships. This could be subtle, it could be drastic, but just be aware of it and realize nothing's permanent. And the biggest lesson to go along with that 9 of Swords is the 8 of Swords. Is that any restriction, any limitation, any imprisonment that you feel as a result of yourself, your ego mind, and learning how to undo that programming, learning how to change the way your ego mind thinks, is going to be the lesson that you need to learn this month. All right, lastly, I asked the crystal reading cards what crystal or healing message the crystals have for you, Leo friends, in the month of July. What healing energies you can focus on. And we have rhodochrosite, acceptance. Wait, hold on. Let me get my rhodochrosite. I like to have visuals, with the pictures. Okay. Acceptance. To me, this is about self-acceptance. Accepting who you are, accepting what you are, accepting just being in love with yourself. And I think that's going to go a long way to removing those ego limitations that I talked about this whole reading. When you really self-love, when you live more in the present moment, those things are intertwined, self-love in the present moment. You just take yourself out of that fear. You take yourself out of that worry. You realize that everything's going to be okay. You have so much power, and you can control so many things that you kind of strip the ego of its hold over you. So I think self-love is going to be very important this month. Accepting yourself for who you are, your flaws and all. Realizing your ego mind is doing things that are contrary to what you want is part of self-acceptance, is part of self-love. And understanding who you are. I think I'm rambling now. I'm trying to say the same thing in different ways. But understanding who you are, even with all your flaws, is going to set you free, basically. If that makes any sense. And rhodochrosite's a great crystal for that. It just fills you with love. I think even more so than rose quartz. It's very hard to find, very expensive, but if you can get your hands on rhodochrosite, it's a strong one. So, all right, that is the reading, my Leo friends. I hope you got something out of that. Remember to put your comments about whether or not you like the shuffling. If you want to keep the shuffling or you want to do away with the shuffling, let me know in the comment section. Please leave a like if you enjoyed this video and got something out of it. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, put those in the comment section below. And please hit that subscribe button if you haven't already to stay up to date on all the videos I release. You don't want to miss out. And also check out my website, lightofriga.com, link in the description. That's going to be the place to book a personal reading with me, as well as look at crystals, as well as check out the free daily readings that I put on my homepage. So lightofriga.com. All right, Leo friends, it's going to be a hectic month. Get out of the ego mind as much as you can. Bring yourself to a state of self-love, and everything will be great. So I want to wish you a happy month. Lots of love and light to you. Leave a like if you enjoyed this. Happy taroting. Peace.